What's up, YouTube? Sorry, I had to put on my super cool shades because otherwise it looked like I was squinting at you for the entire video, which was not cool. So today is Thursday, so I'm heading into town for my weekly Walmart excursion, and I'll probably be stopping at T-Bell to get me some noms and watching some Smosh. You know, lunchtime with Smosh, that's how I roll. So my freshies just started a new book this week. I'm pretty excited about it. It's called Full Tilt. And a whole bunch of them have told me that they really, really like it, or that if they've read it before, they really enjoyed it when they read it the first time, and so that's exciting. So over spring break, if you watched it on my main channel, I went to Dallas, went to the Digitour, and then I went to the zoo, and then I went to Ripley's Museum, and that was super fun. And then I came back home and kind of chilled for the rest of the week. My grandmother was in the hospital, and so was my grandpa. My grandma had a stroke, though, while she was in the hospital, or my grandpa being in the hospital, so it's just been a crazy week. My parents have been back and forth visiting them and taking care of them, and so that's been a big stressor right there. And then last Saturday, I went to go see Hunger Games in theaters, which was super exciting, because I've read all three of the books and loved them all, and was really excited to see how good the movie was. My overall impression was that it was a wonderful adaptation. I mean, spot on. It was exactly like the book. There were some definite things that I didn't like about it, but I mean, they're minor compared to the fact that it was so close to the book, and it really gave off the same kind of feelings, same kind of emotions as the book itself did. So that was exciting to see that, and very satisfying to go and see a film that actually reflected what I had read in the book. I think Jennifer Lawrence did an amazing job. She played Katniss beautifully. I think she really captured the emotion of, you know, feeling lost, and then feeling like she had to be brave, and then also struggling to, you know, create this fan base, and really having difficulty with that, which is what Katniss did in the book, was had trouble feeling those emotions and making friends, as she said in the movie. That I didn't like how shaky the camera was, and I guess that's to make it more like a documentary, but I don't know, it wasn't that effective to me. I would have liked to see the fight scenes a lot stronger, but I understand why they downplayed them too. By downplaying the fight scenes, it actually made it more frightening and feeling like kids, you know, really involved in it, because that's what the Hunger Games is. It's children fighting each other to the death, and so it's not these experienced super soldiers, you know, who are able to do these super badass moves, you know, everywhere, every which way. It's like kids, you know, and kids fighting each other isn't something that we should be excited about or praising, and so I understand why they downplayed it in the film, but still, I think they could have gotten a lot more oohs and ahs out of more impressive filming on the fight scenes. Another thing that I didn't like was they didn't ever explain what a Mockingjay actually was, and I don't know if they're saving that for a later film, because the third book is actually called Mockingjay, but I think the pin would have had a lot more significance if they would have explained exactly what a Mockingjay was. I mean, they took the time out to explain what a tracker jacker was, which were tiny, by the way. What the heck was that about? They looked like little wasps. I always pictured tracker jackers being like this big or something, you know, like super huge, and they just weren't. They were tiny. And another thing that I didn't like about the film too much was just that they had to rush through a lot of the emotional and relationship building scenes, and so you didn't really get the feeling that Peeta and her were that close. You kind of didn't get that with Rue either. I mean, they were very rushed through, I feel like. But you definitely did get the emotional side there. You saw what was supposed to be there. And if you'd read the book, then holy crap, oh my gosh, I was bawling like a little child at the Rue scene. Holy snap. And then some of the other things that I really liked was the camouflage for Peeta. Holy crap, his base was a rock? That's awesome! Oh, it was so cool. And then another thing that I really liked was the scenes between Seneca Kane and President Snow, and really showing that development there, because in I think the second or the third book, Seneca becomes more on, you know, the player side than on the President Snow side, and it really shows that conflicting relationship that they have with each other, so that was like super cool. But I think my favorite scene by far from the movie was the scene where Katniss shoots the arrow at the panel of judges. Oh, it was so good. OMG, their faces, their reaction, her face, and then Haymitch just giving her a thumbs up, like, afterwards, nice shooting, honey. Like, that was so funny. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. And it was so perfect with the book. I mean, that's exactly why she did it. That's exactly the reaction that Haymitch would have. And it was so good. Overall, the film, it was just amazing. Amazing film. And I mean, it wasn't, you know, cinematic masterpiece, gold, classic, or whatever. But I think for a book adaptation to a film, it was amazing. It was spot on. I'm really excited for the sequel and then for the third film to come out because it's just going to build up so much more from here. I'm really psyched to see who all they cast for the second book because it has so many great characters like Mags, Finnick, and just, oh, I can't wait to see who they cast for Finnick. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, I can't wait for the rest of the series to come out. So if you haven't watched the movies or read the books, you should definitely read the books first, then watch the movies because they make the movies so much better. So that's about it for today. So thank you for watching, and I